Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. When you open it up, you'll see that there's Venus, which actually has a little shimmer in it compared to the other shadows, which are all matte. Foxy, Walk of Shame, Naked 2, Faint, and Crave. So as you can see, they all go from the lightest shade to the darkest shade. I'm going to start off using the Walk of Shame. I like that it's somewhere in between. It works pretty well on my skin tone. So I'm actually using a Bare Essentials concealer brush, as you can see. You can really use any brush you want. Some people even use their finger, doesn't matter. I just like that this gives like a full coverage. So I'm going to start applying that all over the lid. Sorry, the lighting is not the greatest in this room right now. Okay. I'm going to do the same to this side. So that just gives like a even tone, kind of evens out your skin tone. It's just a base for the smoky eye. Now I'm just taking an eyeshadow brush. This I just got from Sally Beauty Supply. I'm going to take the Naked 2 color, which is this one. Before I used Walk of Shame. Now I'm using the one right beside it. It's Naked 2. Okay, and as you can see here. Okay, and now I'm going to do that on the bottom of my lid. It's just subtle right now. This one's now a little shaded. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. Now I'm going to take Faint. And this time I'm just going to start from like the middle and blend outward a bit. Around here you might want to just make a little line so you know not to go any higher than that. Now what I like to do is use my fingers. So just to get that line a little bit blended, you can blend it upward just a little bit. But see how you don't want it to go too high because then you'll have that silly, overly dramatic look. And I'm just going for a subtle, simple smoky eye. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Again, using Faint, which is right here. Starting in the center. You could also start from the outside of the crease, like out here, and start with the V. I just like to see where it looks in relation to my eye. I like it kind of centered. Okay, and then I'm going to blend that out just a little bit. Don't mind the makeup all over my hands. This one looks a little lighter to me, so I'm just going to go in and put a little bit more. And blend that. Okay. So now we have the basis of the smoky eye. What I like to do now is take that same color, Faint. This is really optional, but just to give it more of a smoky look, I like to take it down here in the bottom of the crease, just a little bit. Just as you can see, it's a little bit more dramatic. Hope you can see that. Okay. Just where you see it's like a little dark in places, you can always blend it with your finger. Q-tips work too if you don't have blending brushes. I do, I just get lazy. Okay, so now you could very well just leave it like this. I mean, if you just want like a very subtle smoky eye and use mascara. But I'm going to go a little more dramatic. I'm going to use Crave, which is the darkest color in the palette. This one has quite a bit of fallout, so you might want to blow on your brush or just tap it. Okay, and for this I'm going to start down here. And then bring it out here, making a bit of a V. See how that's darker? And blend that out a little bit. So now there's a bit of a layered texture where you had the lighter brown kind of along the brow bone and the black just beneath that, the Crave. Okay, doing the same on this side, kind of on your eyelid. That one I think I went a little darker on, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit more here. And if you put a little bit too much in one spot, it's okay because you can always blend it. So just keep blending until you get the look that you really want. Sometimes it falls underneath a little bit, so I like to take just like a sponge, blank one with nothing on it, and just get that little bit of fallout. And that way you can see where you want it to go. Then what I like to do is once I've applied the darker colors, you can go back in either with a clean brush or brush that you use for the lighter color, and just go back. I'm using Without Sin again, and I like to just go back over the center, the inner center, and just kind of blend that towards the darker color. See, I like the way it blends it in just a bit. I'm just blending this in a bit where the light meets the dark. Oops, sorry. Okay. And now what I like to do is put a little eyeliner on the inside of my eye. Just a second, sorry. Here we go. Okay, using MAC Fluid Line. You could use pencil. I just like the cream, but I'm just using an angled brush. It actually has a little brush for your eyebrows on the other side, but as you can see, it's angled on the other side. You could use this for your eyebrows too, but I'm going to use it right here, and I like to take it just inside my eyelid. You don't want to bring it too far, just sort of to the center. And same thing for the top. You don't have to do this step, but it makes it a little more dramatic if you want that pop, especially if it's for like a special event, party, anything like that. I like that little dramatic look. Okay, same on this side. I like to pull this right here. It just, as you can see, it makes the line when I'm doing this part, the top part. But for here, you might just want to go along the edge. It's a little bit in your eye, but a bit off, kind of right where your lashes are. You want to make sure it's even. I think that's pretty good. So again, just pull tight right there. But I think you get the idea. I went a little heavier on this side. Okay. I just like to go over to make sure they're even. So as you can see, that's pretty much it. Kind of not the best lighting in this room. But if you wanted to go over and make it a little darker, you can. You can use Crave again. And go back in here. And just kind of tap underneath the brow bone. Like you see your brow bone's right here. You're going to want to try and stay under there. You can kind of use your eyeliner now as a guide. And it's really up to you how dark you want to go. I'm just going to show you. You could have easily stopped at the step before, but in case you want it a little darker, I'm going to go ahead and make it a little darker for you. Blend, blend, blend. It's definitely key to it, because otherwise you end up with these little smudges. For this, because that's so dark, I'm going to go in with the Naked 2 right here. And blend that one back in. I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. It's the only problem with using your fingers. Sometimes you use the wrong finger. Okay. It's probably a little easier to see on this eye. The lighting seems to be better on that side of the room. Much better. Okay. Don't be afraid to go darker if you want to. And it's okay to mess up. I mean, as you can see, I do it all the time. You just take the sponge and you can just blend it and go back to it once you get the desired look you're looking for. And you could take the Without Sin and go in there if you want more of a contrast. I like that contrast a little better.